Hi, Billy and Lee, Peter Matty's Handicap Vehicle Specialist. Since I'm not going to be there in Mississippi to bring the vehicle to you, just wanted to tell you a little bit about the vehicle when you get it so that you're all prepared. 2010 Chrysler Town & Country Touring Edition. So you probably have some features on this that may be a little bit newer to you. I'm going to hit a few of them just so we have a little bit of an idea of what's going on. What's similar to what you have is that this is a Braun conversion. It's an XT, meaning it's a deeper cut. You actually have 56 inches of usable room going into this vehicle, which is great if you're a little taller in the chair. You are getting 2 sets of keys, so make sure you got both sets of keys when the truck driver arrives. Everything on the Dodge Chrysler is double click. So in addition to the fact that we do have a power door, so that we do have a power remote door hatch in the rear that opens automatically. Everything is double click. To operate the ramp or the doors, you have power doors all the way around, so both the left and the right doors are powered. As you're familiar with in the vans that you've had in the past, the ramp comes out. During that time that the ramp's coming down, the kneeling system comes on, allowing for one of the lowest angles of entry going in. You have a no scuff floor on the inside. That's going to be great for you. It's easy to keep clean. Both front seats are removable. We have tracking built throughout the floor. Now, if I recall right, you might have had an easy lock in your previous vehicle. You'll need to take care of that in your neck of the woods, since we don't have any way to actually fit your chair properly and do the correct stuff. So that'll be something that if you do have an easy lock, you'll do that there. Other than that, very similar to what you had. The big difference here is going to be deeper cut, probably a little more space than what you're used to, and we'll go from there. The step wells you see on here are a little bit of a help for you getting in and out, and that usually indicates that you do have an XT conversion. So if we move around the vehicle, I just want to show you a couple things. Gas tank is on the left side. The gas tank is on the driver's side, just to remember. You do have a little storage area here where we have some of the original belts for tying your chair in. We also have a built-in flashlight that's on a charger right here. And all it does is go back in, that stays charged. So if you're ever out there on a night and it's a little dark and you have to do some work. To put the seats forward, this is a new feature that probably from what you had. You're going to take this, the seat will flip down. You take the other strap here. The seat will actually go and rotate forward. The box that you're seeing under the seat here is actually the brain for the Braun system, so you don't want to mess that up or take it out. Both seats go forward, both or either, so you have a lot of space back here should you need it. To put it back, we just tip it down, keeping our hands out of the way. To bring the seat back, you bring it back to there, and of course you can do this from the front. Got a lot of different areas for it to be able to move back and forth. This is a power rear hatch, so I can do that from the key here. Double click. You also have a spot here that you can push and it will lower the tailgate, and you can also do it from inside the vehicle. A couple little features on the vehicle itself. One of the new features, you do have auto down on both front windows. You have power windows in the second row, so these both go down 3/4 of the way. You also have rear tilt-out windows. They're either both open or both closed. They no longer have just the tilt-out windows as they used to. Right here at your fingertips are your mirrors. So you're going to pick left mirror or right mirror, and then use the toggle switch to put the mirror in the right position. Front driver's seat is power. You can have power front, back, also seat back tilting, so it does go back and forth as well as come up and down. You have a power pedal. What the power pedal does is when I push this one way or the other, the pedals themselves, both the gas and the accelerator and the brake, will either both come forward or backward. So if you need a little bit more fine adjustment for comfort, you can do that. Underneath, of course, is your release for your steering wheel. So that steering wheel does go up and down. Doesn't need to come in and out because you got the power pedals. You have lights here. You may leave them on automatic. If they're on automatic, they'll automatically come on at dusk. They'll turn off after you leave the vehicle. The gauges up here, all pretty self-explanatory. You do have reset buttons up here. You do have interior lighting that you can control. I'll have my cameraman move around the center here. A couple things that may be a little different. The switches here are for your power. You have a power with the key. If you had to plug something in, that one's always on, so be careful if you have something plugged in, you don't drain the battery. This push button here actually turns on a 115 volt outlet that's on the rear pillar back here, so that if you came back with a power chair and needed to plug something in, you can actually plug it in as long as it doesn't have the ground plug in there. Tri-zone air conditioning. I have controls for temperature on my side, controls on front passenger. I have control for the rear temperature and fan speed. That's on or off for the actual air conditioning system. Where it's going to hit me. We have our flashers. I can operate the door from here. That's strictly for the power door and ramp. This is the kneel switch. So there's a kneel actuator right there, so you have off or on. What that does, that will allow the vehicle to kneel to one side should you want it to, and if you don't, we'll leave it off. These buttons up here will operate left door, rear hatch, right door and ramp. If you ever take your car to get car washed and you come out one day and you find out that it's not working, make sure these are all in the same position first before you get all excited. A lot of times you go to clean the car and the guys will hit that and leave it there and you go, oh, my remotes don't work, the doors aren't working right. So that gives you the ability to do that. You've got, of course, everybody's got the sunglass holder. Also has a conversation mirror so you can keep an eye on the kids back there when they're throwing popcorn at you and such. Radio is pretty simple. On and off on the radio. You can do your presets, the tuning it in. You've got a plug in if you happen to be somebody that uses a fancier phone or an iPod type device that you can play music from. Cruise control is right here. You push the cruise control in to set the main, push it down to set, and then after you're going, all you do is accelerate or decelerate, or of course you can turn it off at any time, or it turns off when you hit the brake. That's the basic overview on the vehicle. Gives you an opportunity. Turn signals and windshield wiper washers. Your lights are LED lights in here, which are they're awesome lights. They give you a very clean, clear light. They can be turned on by pushing them in. So if you ever find that your lights are on and you can't figure out why, you may want to just double check to see if maybe one of those is in out position. They should be in. I can rotate them, give you very clean light. There's also, I believe, an ambient light, I think. There should be an ambient light that runs down the strip down the center that actually would put a bluish, greenish, turquoise light on that's just a little bit of a light. Kind of interesting. So that's a basic overview. Gas tank is on the driver's side. To operate or to open up the hood in the front is right under here in the center where the little cutout is. There is no release for the gas tank. That is actually unhooked, so all you do is open the door up or close the door. Takes regular fuel, nothing special. That gives us a pretty good overview. These new, I'm going to have my cameraman move back just a hair. I'll take you, let you look at the seats. Now, anytime that we're moving the seats in and out, typically we're going to put the seat all the way forward. The seat being forward will keep it from tipping over. These are just pushed in place, so sometimes I've got to use a little bit of force to get them out. You can just see by the way it's built. To remove the seat, I'm going to take the electrical right off the wall, tie it up and put it here into the receptacle. That merely gives me a holder for it. There's a push lever here. All I do is push down on the lever, put a little weight into the front of the seat, and I can roll this right out. It's on 4 wheels, light as can be. To put it back in, I'm going to very carefully put it back in the same location the bar next to it, push down, it releases. Always check the seat to make sure that it's in correctly. That way no one will tip over when you go to take off. Hopefully I'm not talking too loud. I'm not used to being on camera, but I wanted to be sure we gave you as much information as possible. You do have little cubby holes up here. They're nothing more than storage units. Great place for the kids to get the crayons melted. Because of the depth of the floor in the back by the rear bench seat, you'll notice a metal bar that you're not used to seeing. That's actually for someone to put their feet on in case they've got short legs like mine. They could put that down and it gives them something to put their feet on for those long trips to make more comfort. You also have to open it, probably like yours, you do have a button on the B, what they call the B pillar. There's a button that opens and closes the slider door and ramp. You have another one here on the C pillar that also typically opens up the door and ramp, giving you the service that you're needing for this. We have most everything in here you're going to need. We hope you appreciate it. We certainly enjoy doing business, and you're going to love this. It's going to be a nice improvement for you. Let us know if you have any problems or questions, and we certainly look forward to hearing from you. We'll send some paperwork along so you know how to contact us. Thanks so much. Enjoy your new van.